In this part of the tutorial, we are going to have a look at how we can handle our high scores when there are too many high scores to fit into the background here. So right now when I play my game, you'll see that the high scores actually goes over the edge here. And if we look up here in the scene view, we'll see that there's actually 19 high scores. And you can see this only basically suits 16 high scores. So we'll have to do something about that. We can add a mask to the background so that they don't go over the edge, and we can actually add a scroll bar that enables us to scroll up and down to see all the high scores even though they don't fit into the background. So we will have to go to our background and we will have to right click and add a new UI element, and we will have to add an image, and this image is going to be our mask, so just rename it to mask. And then we simply have to stretch it so that it fits the area where we want to show something. So we would like to show something from here all the way over here and all the way down to the edge. If I could hit the right one here, there we go. So all the way down here, maybe a little further down, and then all the way out to the edge here. Maybe we can always adjust this. Let's see. Yeah, it fits pretty well. There we go. So this is going to be our mask, so we had to add a mask to it. So click add component and write mask, and this mask is going to mask everything according to the image that it has on it here. So basically we can say show mask graphics, and we can remove that one so that we can't see the mask here. Then we'll have to take all our scores and put under our mask as a child object. And if we run the game again, you'll see that we can't see 17 and so on, 19, 17, 19 and so on. But right now we are not able to scroll, so we'll have sorry. So we'll have to add a scroll bar so we can scroll up and down and see the rest of our scores. So basically we need to click on the background again, and then we'll have to right click, go to UI and select a scroll bar. And this scroll bar has some different settings. And right now the direction here is set to left to right, but we will have to change it so that it's bottom to top, I think. There we go. And then we can take it and move it all the way to the side here. It's around here, I guess. Then stretch it out as long as you want it. And you can make it thinner or wider, or yeah, you can basically do whatever you want to make it suit your needs. Let's just leave it this. Yeah. So then we can play our game again in a few minutes. Actually, we need to set the handle for it, of course. And this is done by going to the mask, and in here in the mask we'll need to add something called a scroll rectangle. So add component and write scroll rectangle, and that's going to enable us to scroll up and down. So the scroll rectangle needs a rect transform here, and the content that it actually has is from the score. So we're going to take the score and drag it onto this so that it knows that scroll rect should control the scores, the area with the scores in it. And then we need to assign a vertical scroll bar here, and that's our scroll bar, so we can just take it and pull it all the way down here. We also need to set up some settings for our scroll rect. First of all, we don't need a horizontal scrolling. We don't want the movement type to be elastic, or at least I don't. I just want it to be clamped so it moves smooth. And inertia, we can also remove that one. And it's fine with just the vertical scroll bar because we don't need a horizontal scroll bar here. If we play our game, you'll notice that something odd happens. If you notice here that all the scores are actually jumping to the middle of the screen here, and we're not interested in that. And I remember earlier I was like struggling with this for a long time to figure out why it did this, and it has something to do with the pivot point. Because as you can see, we take the scores here and we move them all the way to the top again, and then we play the game. and they jump all the way down when I stop it. Now it's fine, and then I stop playing, and then jumps to the middle, so next time I play the game, well, then it's in the middle again. So the reason it does that is because of the Y pivot point here. And to fix that, we need to move it all the way to the top here. And then we need to say the Y pivot point is 1 from the get-go. So now the Y pivot point is 1. And if we play the game, then the scores are shown. We stop the game and it stays up here without jumping to the middle. So next time we play the game, it's not moved to the middle here. So that was the pivot point on the scores here. But you will also notice that when we try to scroll in here in our game, nothing happens. And that's also because we need to add one more thing to our scores. We will need to add something called a content size fitter. So right now when we play the game, you'll see that this scores here, the size of scores is not being expanded by itself. It simply just stays at the same size here. So basically we'll need to add something so that it expands, so that we can actually have a chance to scroll. As you can see here, when this one gets larger, well, then we have a chance to scroll up and down in our scores. So to do that, we will have to add a content size fitter to our scores. So add component and write content size fitter. And we just wanted to have the vertical fit to be the preferred size, and the horizontal fit is just unconstrained. We don't need that. So when I play the game now, I run it, and you'll see that scores actually has expanded all the way down here, which means that I'm able to scroll down to see the bottom score, which is myself with 10 points, and I can scroll up again. So I can scroll up and down. So now I have a scrollable high score list.